nation's healthcare. Malpractices, electro-violent vote trading threatens national security, says INEC chairman. Dangote refineries reduces petrol price. APC convention, federal government orders workers to work from home. On education's ASU give federal government 4 days ultimatum over new salary structure. NCC to curb SIM fraud with the new platform. You've got 24 hours. NBA demand release of the 10 lawyers, slam judges. Turkey appeals bench warrant 6 days of execution. Turkey rules out 2027 presidential bid back Southern candidacy. Turkey dismisses claims that Tinubu betrayed him. Ekiti LGA APC leaders protest Congress outcome, demand review. Now sent to prison over COP members with death in Ogun. Lagos Domestic and Sexual Violence Agency confirms arrest of man for chopping off partner's fingers. And lastly, from the national news, we got the revolt brew in Kwara APC against the Governor Abdulrazak over alleged execution. Pardon me. Moving on to the world of the foreign news, the European Parliament gives conditional approval to EU-US trade deal. As we have these, the ECOWAS appoint veteran diplomat to mediate with the Sahel state. Moving on to that, to the United States, Trump says U.S. will be Iran's worst nightmare if it doesn't agree to peace plan. And we have the Orban Hungarian government accused of mass voters intimidations ahead of election. Moving on to the water sport this morning, from the water sport, Olympics women's sport limited to biological females. As we have the women women wheelchairs basketball, as the Nigerian women makes history, qualifies for Glasgow 2026 Commonwealth Games. And those are the major headlines making the rounds today. It was compiled and edited by Nedu Okore. I am Precious Afolabi. For sponsorship or advertisement, kindly contact our sales and marketing office on these numbers: 0912 929 4332 or 0907 722 7120. Up next is the Diamonds Breakfast Show, as well we discuss and have in-depth analysis and some of the topical stories. And don't forget that you can follow us by logging on to any of our Diamond FM online platforms on www.diamondfm.net and keep update with our social media pages. Please stay tuned.
This is Diamond FM 88. Setting the pace, leading the way. You're like no other, bringing you the best in music, the best in entertainment. Be the best.
Diamond FM, radio made for you.
Major talking points in Nigeria are always on the lips of the citizens.
What's going on in this country? Look at smaller countries taking lead, and you call yourself giant of Africa. Yeah.
Spoil my business too much. They just too hard for us. I mean, I want to kill us. killers for Nigeria. Oh. Please, so help us beg them.
They should reduce their expenditure so that they can free enough money for social development.
I wish for a Nigeria where we elect a leader based on competency and not popularity.
On the Diamond Breakfast Show, we place the spotlight on the critical issues in the country.
Government that says they are broke can prioritize construction of an additional runway over education of the people.
How can a government, how can you hurt Indomine? It's intolerable. It's provocative.
Now, you see, when you look at our democratic journey, we are yet to practice the new democratic system in Nigeria.
Join us on Mondays to Friday on the DVS from 9 to 10 a.m. The Diamond Breakfast Show, amplifying the voice of the people. From the studios of Diamond 88.7 FM in Loring, this is the Diamond Breakfast Show.
Yeah, today, 27th of March 2026. I want to say welcome to DBS, that is Diamond Breakfast Show, mighty on Diamond 887 FM. This is where we discuss in-depth analysis and elevate quality conversations on stories and significant events of the national and global importance that requires engaging narratives aiming for clarity that will solve the societal challenges with our guests and to engage the listeners at home to contribute their own quota. My name is Precious Afolabi D. And of course, we've got a lot of flashpoint and talking point on the show this morning. How we have the NOAA SEC signed MOU to promote safe investment practices and GOB Ponzi schemes. Of course, we're going to look into the collaborations of the NOAA and the SEC when it comes to investment in Nigeria and the safety of Nigerians also. If you really want to get something to do with an investment companies, let's see how legible all these are. We'll be looking into those very on this morning show. And definitely we have another important part matter which we need to look at. That is the controversies over celebrities, using the platform of social media to get money. Whether they are telling the truth or not, we don't really know. And we have the particular ones that trended. That was last week about Papa Jasco. And we have one that is coming with their blessing CEOs, all of them using the social media, to gather money from people. And definitely we're going to look at that on the show today. And definitely we're going for the insecurities in Nigeria, the matters that comprises insecurities. And we've got a lot of people getting to tell us that even insecurity in Nigeria is just a man-made, from politics to other aspects. And we've seen some other parts of some other political parties, some candidates, some politicians from other parties using that as a venue to promote what we call violence in the country and leading to terrorism. Definitely, we have Igbokwe accusing politicians of sponsoring terrorism. We have a lot of extensions into that very part. And of course, we told you that we don't do it alone. We have the opportunity to bring in analysts, social media, commentators from all walks of life to let's dive into those matters and look at it critically. It's been a long while that I've seen Malam Yita. It's so beautiful that I have him in the building this morning. Malam, welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Afolabi. It has been long.
It's been long, been long.
Due to some activities, one or the other, that have been taking me out of the state. For some time, I think I'm back and stable for a while now.
So how has it been, the journey all through?
Well, it's not that palatable, especially when you need to travel through Nigerian roads. It's very, very situation. And we thank God we arrived safely and be going safely.
And the fasting period, how has it been there?
Oh, yeah. This year fasting, thank God we done, and it's become an history now. So thank God. I want to greet everyone, especially our listeners abroad, Muslim brothers. We say Barka da Juma, that we'll still meet again today on this show at the Diamond FM. Thank you, everyone.
Now let's look at it. Any hope that Nigeria is really going to get better?
Well, I'm not a pessimist.
Okay.
So I don't believe it can never be good. So it's only how and when it will be. That is when nobody can say for now. Because all the indices that will show that we are on the path of progress are lacking. And so when that is lacking, it's not promising. However, we cannot say it cannot be good. But we can still start making it good at everyone's level. Those that are in governance, those that were governed, just like when this guy released his song the other time, I think African China, he said, if you are a governor, govern well. If you are a senator, senate well. If you are a policeman, police well, they take bribe. You know, he's sending a message that having a better Nigeria is a collective struggle. It's a collective effort. But majorly, where we get it wrong is on the part of governance. When you have a bad governance, every other things, in social vices and other vices that will make the living so unbearable, we follow. And that is why we are always calling on government. Government at a certain level will be saying, what about the people? You are the one that have the knife. You have the bread. You know how you can share to the people that will at least give some element of satisfaction. We know you cannot do all, but you have not done anything that can allow people to leverage and move. This is not how it is done in a set climb. Until we try to bring in a good governance, that is when we can talk that we are beginning to see a sign of good Nigeria. But good governance can start with me, with you. Even we can try to experiment with this 2027 election and try to see if we'll be able to bring in another new crop of leaders and do away with those ones that have failed and continue to fail it.
All right.
So I think that's why I say I'm an optimist. So,
well, it's good, you know, sharing the light after the tunnel for Nigerians to really know into that. It's not about the government alone. It's about you and I. And Nigeria is going to get better. Let's go and pay this digit. We'll be right back.
Better be iron and care. Be good for your body. Yeah. Are you not aware? Qualify for the day for there. And your daily friend. For your blood, give me 10 over 10. Oh, yeah. Feel your best. Just do it on fast test. Not feel that for everybody. Healthy body for everybody. Erupina, product of fits in healthcare.
You love food, but hates the discomfort that comes after? The indigestion that ruins your mood. Don't let stomach discomfort control your day. Gascol Antacid delivers fast relief you can feel. It neutralizes excess stomach acid quickly, helping you get back to what matters. It's effective, affordable, and easy to find. No stress, just relief. Choose comfort. Choose confidence. Available in pharmacies near you. Gascol Antacid. Fast relief. Full comfort. Gascol is a product of Fitzin Healthcare PLC.
That's a smooth launch to start the show. And of course, we promise you value for your money. Just bring it, your advert, whatever you're doing. Legitimate, just bring it to the station. Diamond 887 FM, Ilorin, Kwara State, Nigeria is the best blog. Now, straight up to what we have this morning, Noah SEC signs MOU to promote safe investment practices and combat Ponzi schemes. The National and Orientation Agency, NOAA, and the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, have signed a Memorandum of Understanding, MOU, to enlighten Nigerians on safe investment practices and prevent the spread of Ponzi schemes. as the Director General of NOAA, who represented at the event by the Director of Special Duties and State Operations, David Akogi, affirms the agency readiness to work with SEC to achieve the set objectives. What are the set objectives? The noted that there have been several reports in the past of the financial crimes disguised as investment opportunities, stressing that the collaborations will provide Nigerians with the necessary information to make informed financial decisions. He applauded SEC for initiating the partnership and emphasized that the NOAA remains committed to achieving the objectives of the collaboration. He disclosed that the capacity building programs for the agency's staff will commence very soon to ensure that accurate information is disseminated across the length and breadth of the nation on safe investment. And of course, the word investment, it's not a new word to Nigerians, but let's look at the fraudulent investment in Nigeria. It's very important to talk about that as we're having this collaboration from NOAA and SEC coming together. There have been so many reports. Even if we look at the technology nowadays, we have the AI generated content that we see on social media, on Facebook, on IG, and so on, where we have what we can call the give appearance of legitimacy, through TV presenters, radio presenters, politicians, like invest in this and you are going to get this. How are we really going to curb this in Nigeria? Why can't we really discover that? It's been a point that a lot of things that have been happening, and people are asking this question: what is government doing about it? Do we have agencies to protect, the interests of Nigerians? How is this to you?
It's unfortunate we are in a country where it is all commerce business. And everybody are now trying to tap on the laxity of the government in order to get themselves enriched. They are also exploring the nature of our security situation, at least to also get themselves enriched by frauding people and trying to make all manners of ways in order to get people, rob them of their wealth.
And going scot-free with it.
Scot-free with it. And when you look at even, nothing wrong with our law. Nothing wrong with our constitution, but something wrong with the law enforcement agencies and as well as our judiciary. Even all these harms that has to do with criminal administrative or criminal justice and what have you. There are a lot of issues that are coming up there, and once people know they will have their way and get free of anything committed, they will continue to. And that is why I would say there must be an enforcement once something is done. Unfortunately, there are a lot of collaborations or unholy collaborations within and among these agencies that are responsible to bring whoever has committed fraud to the law or bring law to them. It's either of two ways. No, let me just quickly look at it when you say investment. What do we mean by investment?
Sound very juicy.
Investment is about putting your resources in something legitimately.
Something legitimately.
That will give return. That is the pure way. Any other investment in whatever form that will be illegitimate or bring about illegality, then whoever is investing in that one also is culpable. And that has been the issue. But because of the nature of poverty of Nigeria, because of the nature of our over-seriousness, because of the nature of our lust for material wealth, people now find themselves investing their hand-earned wealth, hand-earned resources into these schemers. It's a kind of just sit down somewhere, think on how you can bring people on a line with something that was not real. If you made a thing, fake things, and before you know it, people carry their money too because of a kind of deceptive promises. What are we talking about here? That somebody will tell you, bring 1,000 naira. In 3 months, it will yield 100,000. What is that person selling?
Sound very juicy.
Sound very juicy, but at the same time, sound so deceptive. So it's now left for you. But they know, there is what we call emotional intelligence. That those who are into that business try to use emotional intelligence to trap people into what they don't have and they are selling. You must have a product before you can sell. Unfortunately, this fraudster don't have anything. They only work on the emotional intelligence of their suspect of their victims or suspect that they can bring in. So once they get you, they look at you. They try to take picture, a robust one, in such a way that they say, wow, am I working? Unfortunately, they have even gone beyond just mere going from one shop to another. Unfortunately, they go into media houses now, telling you can invest this. Even the worst stage of it, can I tell you? They go into secondary schools now, recruit these young teenagers, train them that why do you need to go to school? All what you need to do is to make money. They will now recruit them as the agent, buy big phone for them. And what you see is that when you have a boy of 15, 16, having a phone of 250, 350,000 naira, more, what are they using it to? Is they are now the agents that are trying to scam people. Unfortunately, they will still open domiciliary account for them. So all the making they are now making, they will not have access to that money. It is those ones that recruits them that will not have access to the money.
It's quite shocking. Malam Yita, I get to see that very scenario you painted. We've seen a lot of organizations, I call them ghost organizations, that they parade one particular product. And I was thinking of how they were able to work with the brain of these children. I asked myself the question, don't they have parents? They take them from one state to other states and brainwash them that, see, it is not about money. It is not about education. It's about money. Don't you do this? You yourself, you've been looking at the boy or the girl that is, approaching you in that manner like, I see now. Oh, yeah, go on school more. So a lot of things is happening. What has been the fault there, and what has the government been doing to curb this in the society? It seems to be that these people are just going scot-free, making money and going scot-free.
In a capitalist economy, there is a way you can. There is limit by which you can prevent people from establishing something. However, the regulatory agencies, what are they doing?
My point.
That is one. The Corporate Affairs Commission, that's the one regulating these corporate bodies and NGOs and whatever in terms of registration. How are they following up their activities? That's number one.
Okay.
At every state and local government level, how are they following what is going on?
At every state and local government level. Yeah.
Then let's go to all these ministries and agencies that are responsible for monitoring and managing what people do. How are they going about it? Then what about the law enforcement agencies, who are the ones responsible for protecting our lives, our property, and make sure that we're safe and free on our investments? What are they doing? So all these things are, then we now ask the parent. You know why I just cite the example of this? I don't want to mention names because they will think one is against them.
All right.
So they will now go to secondary school. Then, I had a kind of a very unfortunate story that a particular SS1 student has been trapped or has been recruited by these ungodly agencies. What they did, ungodly organization, what they did was that they have succeeded in working on the cycle of this boy. Then to the extent that the boy was telling the mother that if the mother did not allow him, he will poison himself and die. The mother was calling on people, can you please assist? This boy is not going to school. He always busy locking himself in all the time, working on these phones. The mother sees the phone, the boy refused to eat at home, going on hunger strike. Can you see the level by which these Ponzi schemers and what have you have succeeded in bastardizing the psyche of a younger generations in Nigeria?
Let's open up the phone line. 0913-655-6952. 0913-655-6952. Drop your message on WhatsApp. 0913-655-6864. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, what's your name or where you calling from, sir?
I'm dealing with I'm calling from Namibia.
Well, good to have you, sir.
Honestly, I'm afraid of to lost tomorrow. What you are seeing now does not give us of hope. I'm not a person.
Okay.
I'm not. But whether we like it or not, these are the people who unite as our leaders tomorrow. Because political parties are selling for 100 million, 50 million. Where will you and I, get 50 million to buy them? So these are the people who can afford to buy them and will automatically be the human leaders. So sometimes I don't think of, I start thinking about it. Then I'll talk to myself, don't be yourself. Your own generation is going. May God intervene.
Thank you for your contribution there. And of course, let's see, looking at this collaboration, Noah and the SEC. Okay, let's begin this call. Hello, good morning.
Mr. Precious.
Good morning, sir.
God bless you.
God bless you.
You never die young in Jesus' name.
Amen.
This is Godfrey from Black Journey. Please, sir, what are we going to do now? Money, 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 old and young. Money, money has taken over everything in this country. But, and after stealing, they will go to court. They will win. Yeah? I don't know. This was money, money, money. Okay? What is the solution now, sir? I will ask this question. What is the solution?
All right.
No problem.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir, for your contribution. And the solution, definitely, this is why we're here. We're going to go for advert placement and let's see the collaborations of Noah and SEC. And of course, dive into a little of the answers to what that question is this morning. That is, okay, let's have this number. Let's have this number before we go for the advert placement. That is 0913 655 6952. Okay, let's pick this call. Hello, good morning. Okay, the solution right now is what we need to drive out on this very beautiful show this morning. Of course, you can drop your comment there. You can drop your message right here on the WhatsApp line. Then we'll take it from here. Let's pick this call first. Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
My name is Ajayi Joshua.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir.
In fact, all the things that you are saying this morning is true. So they are even Diamond Radio, they usually come there and then they are usually collect money from people without giving them back. Not this scam.
How are you sure? Have you been one of the victims?
Yes, I can mention the person. If you allow me, I can mention the person name.
You know what we can do? It's very simple. You can come to the station. Are you there?
Contribution.
Are you there? Are you there?
I'm here, sir.
Please, you can come to the radio station. I would really love that. I would really love that. Sir. Yeah, I would really love that. All right, go ahead.
Thank you, sir. So they are always collect 15,000. They then say digital contribution. Collect 15,000 for people and without then go say if you go bring 6 people before you can see your money collect. So they always come to any radio now. Not the only Diamond Radio.
Good.
I have their name.
All
their
right.
name is my heart.
All right. Just try to. What's your name?
My name is Ajayi Joshua.
I would love it. I would love it if you can come because some of these things really keep flying, and of course, it's just about taking one from you and promising you they are going to multiply it into so many. But I know that we do something right here. That is why we're very confident to tell you that you can bring your goods and services, legitimate goods and service. We bring it here. We've gotten instances where people will come because we have a procedure which will follow right here that, okay, you have this. Do you have a certification into what you're doing? Are you registered? Then we take our process from that very place. And that is what makes us to be different from others. And of course, it's been helping us. We have another person right here on the WhatsApp. This is saying that character is the foundation of a good society. Public servant should model trust, discipline, integrity, service, and performance. It said no development can take a place in the country populated by character deficiency. And of course, we have that. It's also saying that a fraud-free society is possible where character is norm. No system is foolproof. This is Kolade Ayide. Now, let's look at these collaborations of the NOAA and SEC. Do you see the possibilities of curbing this?
Well, I think they are starting somewhere. And the way they are starting, I think they want to start on the path of enlightenment.
Okay.
Getting people educated. And one of the key functions of the National Orientation Agency is sensitization.
Yeah.
Bring people awareness. Give them a necessary education, not only on political matters, but on economics matters too. I think they are trying to now look at how they can collaborate now to get the message down to an average person on the street. The National Orientation Agency has that capacity to spread the news to the interior village, using media, using other means by which people can, and that is why I think they are bringing the NOA on board.
Okay.
We only expect that this collaboration will bring a change in the nearest future. One of the good things about it is that they have identified these Ponzi schemers as fraudsters. They are doing illegitimate business.
Okay.
And for the Security and Exchange Commission to now come up with that idea, I think they are now waking up from their slumber to see how they can track these people, at the same time possibly get it eradicated within the Nigeria economic space. And so I have a very optimistic hope if this collaboration starts and then see a lot of implementation as well as funding, because that's another thing.
Okay.
Because the implementation has to do with funding. And so if these things happen that way, I think they have started the first step. The first step is sensitization. While the second one is how they can enforce the law that prevented that kind of investment, which has to now do with the law. There are those that are caught and having this and that can now face the law. And once the right of the law has caught up with them, I think we can now get over this.
All right, it's good to have it. Let's have a quick tie of these two into it. The Blessing CEO battles breast cancer, seek financial aid. We have the controversial media personality, that is Blessing Okoro, popularly known as Blessing CEO, has announced a battle with stage 4 breast cancer and needs financial help for urgent surgery. And in a video statement, Blessings, who appeared bowed, revealed that she has been diagnosed with the breast cancer, which has spread to birth and preparing for possible surgery removal. She expressed feelings powerless and extorted resources, and prompting her to appeal for public support. And of course, let's look at that very one. And of course, the ones that we also had last week, that was about Papa Jasko, saying something about Wale Adenuga, one of the movie production company that he belongs to. That see, they see me, I no get more to. We watch everything on Facebook. And at the end of the day, that sparks a lot of speculation from people. And we have some people that also came into social media say that they know this man, they have encounter with him. Maybe he has spent the money or he's not having the car again. He said he doesn't have a car, he doesn't have a house. But let's look at these controversies on social media governing around the celebrities. What's your take on that?
Well, let's try to draw a demarcation line.
Yeah.
Between our own claim and that of Papa Jasko. Cancer is a life-threatening disease. And I would not want to see it from the angle as if she's coming onto the social media to extort.
Okay.
For somebody to bring herself up and tell the whole world that, see, this is what is happening to me. Being celebrity or no celebrity is a different case. Let me tell you, I had an experience of someone who was very close to me that was diagnosed for this cervical cancer. Honestly, we spent virtually everything, and the person ended up dying. And if somebody tell you he's in a particular stage of cancer, Because even all these, whether chemotherapy, whether radiotherapy, or whatever they want to bring into it, it's 50-50 chances. In fact, it's 70-30. Because now being at stage 4, automatically is at the peak of it. And then when I read what a medical doctor said, a part of that, it must have at the stage 4. The lungs, the liver, and some other things must have been affected. So if she's now coming up and saying this, I don't see reason why some people can doubt what he's saying. Because she's have her body. She know what the body is telling her. No, there may be other side of the story on social media and me people doubting her. But when you say somebody come up to tell the whole world that this is what is happening, I don't think those who wish to help can help. Then if after some times we now discover is a kind of fake news.
My point. That's my point.
Then our personality now be called to question. It's not to that of Nigerians that assisted again. And how much are they going to get that they now, she now try to tell people this, that she cannot use other. She's a celebrity already. And they know how they manage their way and get their popularity and even get some people to come to their aid and rescue. Even they gather money from their fans. So now coming up with this story, I don't want to believe it's not telling the truth. Because you know your body, you know what you are feeling. And then for her to have said this, which is very common nowadays. So I think to my own understanding, Nigerians who wish to help, the fans who wish to help, and please come to the rescue of this lady and forget about that, whether she's not telling the truth. And as far as the Papa Adiasko is concerned, let me tell you, many of these artists are poor. We are only looking at them on the screen.
There's nothing like media sympathy there.
No. We only see them on the screen as if they are doing very pretty well. They are not. It's only a few of them that are the nature of a smile on them that have it. When you look at many of these local artists in our locality, go and see the kind of life they are living in squalor. It's only when they are on screen on set that the people think the things are getting better for them. Not all of them have their way. If Papa Agasko said all this while he has been working for that super story, whatever that we
while they are doing good production
and all that thing, it depends on the contract they sign.
It depends on the contract.
It depends on what is being paid at the end of every show he's doing. Then that is why they have to now, the God-given talent now that they have, and they now see that people, it is now left for them to use it to better their lot, to better their life. Somebody need your service, fine. These are my conditions. If the person were able to make it to condition, go ahead. But if you just sell yourself cheaply and you are now crying to the public that you don't have this or that, it's left for you.
All right. 0913-655-6952. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning, sir. Your name, where are you calling from, sir? Hello, sir. Hello, sir. All right, sir. All right.
I want to commend the effort of the presenter and the studio.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, man. They have already said what is in the mind of the masses. But according to my own brief contributions on the issue of Nigeria welfare issue, our leaders need to change their mindset into the mind of sincerity and serving humanity, because everything has already turned upside down. And our leaders need total changing of the system they are using to govern the masses. So we currently facing the problem of government failure. May God bless us. And we can't be doing something the same way. I'm expecting a different result. Dr. Larry, successful native from Itakure Learning. God bless Diamond.
All right, thank you very much. I was actually coming to a particular point, but someone just mentioned this on the WhatsApp. This is Francis from Olulade. Francis Olulade says, blessings has once lied with someone's mansions to be hers. This is where she is not being trusted for such a blessing. CEO, she should drop a doctor's report regard the health condition and must be carefully scrutinized well before money is sent for the motion. And of course, look at it. I once worked in a particular radio station before that was in Ekiti State, and we have this particular, may so rest in peace now. The guy was a DJ, a very, very pronounced DJ in the city. He had some issues. And even the DJs associations were like, they need to help him go to radio stations, TV stations to help the guy. And when they publicize all this, we still have some people that were saying that, this guy again, you understand? It made them to retrieve from contribution. And with that now, that really made a pause to the guy's contribution. He's gone now, may so rest in peace. But I think people don't really trust some individuals when they come to the social media. What most people are asking for is drop the report, the medical report, drop it, then we'll do what we need to do. They find it difficult to trust that. That is why we're looking into it and calling the controversy is happening, because some people see the social media to be cash out means. Just like what you said, a lot of things is happening. You hear the voice of Fresh Baba, and you feel that Precious Afolabi is a billionaire. I know Bill with a struggle, but what we do is just what gives us joy, So people tend to see and believe some individuals, and people are like, if your dignity or your trust is being defaulted by people, it's going to be difficult like this.
You see, many of these young people who are celebrity at the same time who are social media influencers have over time disappointed people because of the kind of life they are living outside integrity. And that may explain why people are doubting her. I'm not saying maybe it's not happening.
Yeah, I understand your point. Yeah.
Living a kind of fake life. Let me just use that way. But for somebody, so I've said this is what is happening. And let me tell you, the medical report is very, very personal.
Okay.
It's very, very personal. If you now say she should drop the medical report, that thing will now become a public material.
Okay.
There are people can now use at different times against her or against our family that are yet to come born.
In the future.
Your family has a kind of story of this, have history of this, have history of that. And when you say somebody should bring the medical report in public, just for what? For the person to be to get people convinced. She must have had her own very unreliable way of life, or something that has to do with the integrity, having a blemish record or something before now, that now make people to doubt, I'm not ruling out that.
So we can call this a charitable contribution.
Yes, if you know you want to contribute, fine. At
Okay,
the end of the day, if she decided,
they don't force you now.
If at the end of the day, it's discovered that she has actually disappointed people again, next time, let's wait for the story. She will bring again.
Well, it's not a forceful contribution, though. It's a charitable one. All right. We really appreciate that. Let's have a quick touch into the last one that we have this very morning. And of course, it's the matter of insecurities, terrorism, banditry in Nigeria. Insecurity in Nigeria, man-made. This is coming from Igbokwe, accuses politicians of sponsoring terrorism. Joe Igbokwe, a chieftain of the All Progressive Congress, APC, has claimed that the security crisis in the nation is man-made. In a post on his official page, as the social media commentator accused Nigerian politicians of sponsoring terrorism for their selfish political interests. And according to him, when the politicians lose election, they instigate violence to score cheap political points. Ibukwe, however, expressed optimism that those plotting to plunge the nation into chaos will not succeed, saying they will fail. He wrote, and I quote, that the so-called insecurity in Nigeria is man-made. When idiots and the criminals lose elections, they sponsored uneducated street sycophants to go create insecurity to score cheap political points. evil cannot triumph over the good faith. What's your take on that? Insecurity in Nigeria, man-made.
Mr. Joe or Mazi, or how will I say, Chief Joe
Igbokwe
is one of the Igbo leaders that I respect so much because I've always been following him. And so he used to be blunt on some issues. But I have a contrary opinion on this his own position. And what is the contrary opinion in this position is that insecurity, in whatever form is a failure of governance.
The failure of governance.
Issues are attachment. When you have a good governance, there will be very low crime rates. And when you have a low crime rate, that means you are secured. But in a situation where basic necessity of lives are lacking, the insecurity follows because people will find a way of survival. Before we come to where we are, I am historian. I can tell you, this was not the way Nigeria was. I would find, even when we don't have this modern political system in the pre-colonial political times, there are ways by which the centralized state and even non-centralized state police secure their society. They enforce law, even though it was not written. They have their own local police, their own local army. They have their own traditional system of getting the state governed. If you commit a particular error, there is a particular crime, there is a way you be bring to the king, to the nobles, to whatever, and you'll be judged accordingly. When the colonial when we enter the era of colonialism, they introduced this law according to the British law and whatever. Then they now integrate our own traditional law into it. Then there are this police, there is this army and whatever, and there is a the justice is being held at the highest esteem. The society was a just society. Even though the colonial government come here to do business, they introduce a kind of law that bring people who actually violate this law into to face the wrath of the law. Then when we got independent, the first republic, the military period, they were able to use law at least to correct the society while providing basic services. There was a free education in this country. There was a free healthcare in this country. There was a time when you don't need to search before you get job. There was a time where agriculture was given this priority. Our foreign exchange earnings was so high. So those who are into cocoa business are rich. Those who are into cashew business were rich. Those who are into all this shea butter business were rich. Even those who are producing these foodstuffs as a community were rich. Therefore, people don't need to wait for government before they survive, because the economy was so prosperous that everybody have way of doing things. When you look at our fathers in 70s and 80s, they don't strive, they don't have to struggle more before they build house. They don't have to struggle more before they get car. That is what they used to send some of us to school. Immediately, government now come up with the idea that government cannot start doing everything for every people and for everybody. They have to prioritize this, they have to prioritize that, they start commercialization, they start all this liberalization of trade and whatever. Then we start losing everything. We got to a level that now, even to send your children to public school, they will see it as a cost. Because it's a way by which secondary school, the standard has fallen to where an average elite don't send their children to again. Then which service are they providing for Nigerians? Then we now see that politics now has become a gateway to riches, where somebody who is striving to even pay for the house rent, immediately that person have a ticket of becoming so person. Even let's start from the ward councillor to the local government chairman. Before you know it, they change house, they change car. They start living in affluence. The children that are just managing to go to local school, they take them to highest paying school. Where are they making the money? Getting to the National Assembly, State Assembly members, the National Assembly members. You go to all these commissioners, aides, and whatever. And then we now make our democracy to be one of the expensive form of democracy in this country. If a minister can be claiming of having 50 aides that they will pay from the government purse, then somebody will now say it's because those who lost the election that are causing this. It is those who are governed that are not governing well that are causing insecurity. If you provide education, if you provide healthcare, if you allow people to have access to business, if you get the workers a very good pay, that the workers are well paid, then automatically things will flow. If you are not living in affluence, having 50 cars covered in tarpaulin in your yard, and you say because somebody lost election, did the insecurity start? It's because of the level of corruption of those who are governing this country that actually ignited this insecurity situation. Let's now come to the later one that now start all these crises we find ourselves in. When you look at where Boko Haram will start in Maiduguri, it's about a kind of political compromise that started between Ali Madu Sharif and the other guy, Yusuf, over seeking their support to win election. And when he won the election, there are some conditions they gave him. When the governor, when he now got there, he denied them. And that's why those guys now went back and go and reorganize themselves.
They started with protest then.
They started with the protest. That no, this is not how it's not that because Madu Sharif lost the election. It's because he failed to get to the point of agreement between him and those other guys there. And those guys knows why they supported him to win the election. Does that mean that because they lost election, that one started? When you look at the other one in Zamfara, the issue of cattle rustling, the issue of mining, and what have you, does that mean has to do with because people lost election? Let me tell you, by 1999, Zamfara was just a kind of agrarian state. They don't know much. They don't have any business. Once they are able to go to farm, get their farm done, feed their animal, they are satisfied, and they are making their money. But when the Yerima Bakura come now, he have a very good, robust agricultural system for them. Gave them this insecticide and what have you. And before you know it, they are making money. Until when some big money politicians started buying land, appropriating land for them, to the extent that the problem started between the farmer and others over who graze on particular land, over who farms on particular land. And those who have appropriated the land have already made it an enclosure where they now make economy to be very, very difficult for these people to do. The farming cannot work and what have you. That was how cattle rustling started. That is how farming issue started. It's like the farmer had that thing. Before the major thing, the mining enter.
So that means you're still in line with Chief Igbokwe then, when he's saying that terrorism in Nigeria is man-made.
I'm not contesting that, but I'm contesting that because some people lost the election. He's not being factual about it.
Okay.
It's not being factual. Terrorist is man-made. And that's when we look at it from the, if you look at it in academic circles, we always try to look at multifaceted ways of analyzing issues. When you are looking at it from a narrow-minded perspective, you have not done justice to that concept. And the concept of man-made, if we look at it from the holistic angle, it goes beyond just thinking because somebody lost election. It is that one that now mobilizes people in the street. The first question that I will ask, why did we have beggars? Why did we have boys that are jobless? Somebody failed. It is the government that failed. That's why you have thousands of Nigerian youth who are graduates not having job. Failure is from somewhere. We don't have a very good planning. We have to have a statistic. How many medical doctors are we expecting? How many lawyers are we producing? How many engineers are we producing? How many those who are in art and social sciences that will form the bulk of administrators are with them? Even you now have a first-class engineering in banking, automatically there is a mismatch.
Let me pick this call, Malam. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Please, sir, I thank you by the name of God. What the program is going through an event like this, this is not exponential.
All right, sir. All right.
I want to support you on journalism, Mr. Ita.
Yes, sir.
So, this of these terrorists. So, our new Minister for Defense has already said this comment. He said, the terrorism of the masses is one of the way out of reducing the insecurity. And the second way out is that we're supposed to have discipline. equal justice, transparency, eradication of corruption, and justice delayed, which is justice denied. If we can apply all this, so we see the end of the terrorists. So that was my own comment this morning. Dr. Alan is just one of the
All right, thank you sir, for your contribution. 0913-655-6952 is the number to contribute your quota. Okay, let's pick this before I go for the WhatsApp. Hello, good morning.
Mr. Precious, God bless you.
Yes, sir.
This got me from Nigeria. Call back.
All right, sir.
About that, you go quick, sir. I don't know or yes. The federal government should stand up now to defend themselves. People Gumi said this to say that they know where they are, they know their names, they know their sponsors. Up till now, federal government did not take any step. The other man started this week. Nothing being done. Look at them now at Bonuse, as that Oga had said. 18 of them were caught yesterday. Feeding them, give them money, they will sell drugs to them. Listen, they confess that they are now their workers, permanent workers for Boko Haram. Look at government, they keep quiet. See what's happening now to us. It is taken to another dimension. It's not a business center for everybody.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Precious.
Thank you very much for your contribution. Good morning, House. It is not all insecurity that I feel of government. Say there are occasions where they could politically motivated. This is Nigeria. Isa Muhammad Ilori. Not really well structured, but I think I was able to put my fingers around that. Good morning. May God bless the guest for the beautiful analysis. Alista from Odota. Okay, thank you for contribution. Thank you. We really appreciate that. Thank you very much. We'll be saying our bye-byes on the show this morning to come next week by the special grace of God. Of course, you know, we kick a start from January, from Monday. Then I pick it up from Friday. And of course, I really want to appreciate Taiwo Didiron, that is the head of news right here. I really appreciate Nedu Okore, my editor, this very morning. I really appreciate you. I want to say my big thank you to Malam Yita for coming to the show this morning. God bless you. Thank you very much. And my name is Precious Afolabi.